Hello, good afternoon, all virtual attendees from Asia, and good morning to those who are in Europe. I am Vanvisa, representing the organizing team of AGRITECHNICA Asia and HORTI Asia Digital. Allow me to quickly recap the two highlights of our digital events of what we have shown you in the video just now. Let me share my screen. The first is the digital talks, which you are all live with us today. It runs on a monthly basis in which experts from different regions of the world exchange views on current problems in agriculture and outline possible solutions. Today's discussion will be about fruit and vegetable production in Vietnam, which has received attention from growers and solution providers from 22 countries. And essentially, all of you will have an opportunity to virtually connect in our networking platform. This is the second highlight of what I mentioned in the beginning. We call it Digital Connect. Your personal concierge, Christy Lee, will send an invitation to you to log into the platform on Monday. You can source for different technologies that serve your interest and might help tackle your farming operational problems. Then schedule for meetings with these innovators. You can send a direct message or meet over a video call at your free time slots. Last but not least, I do hope that the COVID-19 situation improves in a positive way in the next 3-4 weeks, as the vast amounts of vaccines have been distributed in many countries already. I personally look forward seeing you at our physical events on the 27th to 29th of May. Moving forward to today's digital talks, it is now my pleasure to hand over a stage to Dr. Klaus, who will be moderating along with our invited experts for the discussion.
Thank you, Per. I see. I have to change something. 1 second from my side. Thank you, Per, for the warm welcome and for explaining again the digital platform. That's very worthwhile to know. And ladies and gentlemen, fruit and vegetables are catch crops. So with higher returns per area as compared to normal commodity crops like rice or corn. This sounds good at the first glance. However, the challenges to produce and actually trade fruits and vegetables are a lot bigger. The laborious harvest, cleaning, short shelf life, and costly transport, partly with cooling and packaging, and much more. However, Vietnam is one of the countries who is really expert in fruit and vegetable production anyway. My name is Klaus Adler of the German Agricultural Society, the DLG, and welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to have a unique insight into Vietnam fruit and vegetable production and trade, where Vietnam is quite successful. Our first speaker is Ms. Dr. Nguyen Phuc. She's Vice President of the Agronomy Division at the Southern Horticultural Research Institute in Vietnam. And she's not only expert by her title, but she's a real expert. So we are really happy that you share your time, Dr. Nguyen, and we are happy to see your presentation now. The stage is yours.
Good morning, everybody. Nice to meet all of you. And I'm Truc from Southern Horticultural Research Institute, Vietnam. And I would like to share with you about the presence of fruit and vegetable production in Vietnam. As you know, in Vietnam, we have 4 important kind of fruit crops, like fruit, industrial plant, vegetables, and rice. In that, fruit has 1 million hectares around 1 million hectare and industrial plant around 2 million
Dr.
hectare.
Nguyen, you should share your presentation first.
Oh, yes.
It's not yet shared.
So how can I do that?
On your lower end of the screen, there's share presentation.
So I could not find out what's that way that.
Okay. So Yaolak will share, and you only say when it should go forward by slide. No problem. We share. Now it's your presentation already.
Okay.
And you
so
just tell us when to step forward.
Okay. Okay. So in that, fruit tree is the most important tree in Vietnam, and important fruit tree in Vietnam is mango. Is around 81,000 hectare. You can come the next slide, please. Next slide. Okay. So a mango is the biggest area of the biggest tree in Vietnam. That's the 81,000 hectare, and then banana also 81,000 hectare. Dragon fruit is 57 hectare. After that, the orange, pomelo, longan, and on kind of this fruit is mainly in the north, in the south of Vietnam. In the north of Vietnam, we have chili, orange, some pomelo, and you can come next slide. Yes, for the problem, pest disease and some problem for Vietnamese fruit tree is in mango, that is cancer disease on fruit, and the dieback disease on the tree. That's that kind of disease very long time ago, but very hard to control in the field. And for the banana disease, that is Sigatuka and Banama. You can see the photo I show in there, the symptom of Sigatuka and Banama disease, like all around the world. Sigatuka and Banama is the most serious disease. We know everything about that disease, like the cause, the method to control, but to control it in the field is not easy, especially in the big farm, because the disease transmits very fastly, and even you use a herbicide or a fungicide, it cannot control well. For dragon fruit, that is brown spot disease. This disease caused by one fungi, and this fungi is very strong in the field, and it causes the symptom on the tongue and also on the fruit. For longan, that the disease which is on the country, and it affects very seriously on the quality of fruit, on the yield. And some scientists, they said that this disease caused by virus. Some scientists said that caused by phytoplasma. Some said that it's caused by mite. But until now, we actually don't know the real cause of the disease. Only we know that the transmit by mite. So we can use the miticide to control, or we use the horticultural technique to control the disease. For citrus, it's caused by Hoàng Long Minh disease, root rot disease, and cancer disease. We know those diseases appeared a long time ago, 20, 30 years ago, it's already there. But until now, we also cannot, the disease is still in the field. Of course, we understand that, and we can develop the horticultural technique to help the farmer control, but sometimes it's also hard. For the durian, two big problem is the disease caused by Phytophthora. And the other one is a roof. You know, from 2016 and 2020, the salty water come from the sea to Mekong Delta, and its effect on the tree fruit of Vietnam, fruit tree of Vietnam. And in that region, is the most serious tree affected because of citrus or mango is a little bit tolerant to the sun problem. But durian is very sensitive, and last year, 1,000 trees were die. So it's very serious. And next, a vegetable in Vietnam. You can see on the photo. You move to the the slide. I have changed a lot, but you move to the slide with the photo of vegetable. Next. Yes, stay here. So in the photo, that is the main vegetable in Vietnam. In 2019, the whole country vegetable production were estimated around 961,000 hectares, and the output is estimated at nearly 17 million tons. Next. And in the South Province, vegetable production area reached 518,000 hectares. In that, 3-4 provinces with the biggest area like Tiền Giang, this is my province, and An Giang province, Lâm Đồng province. Lâm Đồng is in the center of Vietnam with very good condition for vegetable to grow, and Ho Chi Minh City. Next, please. So some potential for several variety of fruit tree in Vietnam. First of all, we have to say that is dragon fruit. You know, now on Vietnam has the dragon fruit, city 3 province and city growing dragon fruit. And until now, it's nearly 53,000 hectares. And we harvested around 45,000 hectares. Our body 1,000,000 tons. So it's up to 24 times in area and 46.5 times in Albert. Next. And dragon fruit is mainly in the south of Vietnam, in Bình Thuận province, Long An province, and Tiền Giang province. For banana, you know, Vietnam is in the group of 11 countries in the top banana area in the and production in the world. You can see banana everywhere in big farm around 1,000 hectares or 300 hectares or 60 hectares, or even it can grow just behind your house everywhere along the street in Vietnam. So the value of Vietnam's banana export increased over the year from 1.1 million USD in 2010 until 44.4 million USD in 2016. For mango, Vietnam also is in the group of 11 countries with the largest area of harvest and output of mango, mangosteen, and guava in the world. It ranks 4th in Southeast Asia, after Thailand, Philippines, and Indonesia. And in Vietnam, mango is more in the south. It accounted 81% of the area and 22% of the output compared to the whole country, and concentrated in Mekong Delta. Mango is a strong tree, so it can tolerate well with the climate change. For pineapple, Vietnam is in the group. Next, please. Next slide, please. Yes, Vietnam is in the group of 9 countries with the largest pineapple harvesting area and yield in the world. you know, in Vietnam, we have two varieties. One is Nguyen, and another is not Nguyen, but a little bit bigger. And the Nguyen pineapple of Vietnam is I can say that's the most quality in the world. Very tasty. For orange, Vietnam is in the group of 16 countries with the largest orange. Next, please. The largest orange harvest area. But the problem with the orange in Vietnam is cytotrynin and yellow leaf and root rot disease. So the farmer developed a new technology for planting orange, like a vegetable orange. It means they plant very intensive, very high intensive. So the profit is high, and but the lifetime of the tree is very short, only 3 to 5 years, and then they have to cut down and they plant a new one, not like the technology. Next, please. For pomelo, in Vietnam, we have wonderful pomelo. In the south, it's account 51% of the area, and 58% of yield compare the whole country. In the north, we have bưởi diễn pomelo, beautiful one. In the north, we have Nam Roi pomelo, Da Xanh pomelo. All the foreigners come to Vietnam and they said that Da Xanh pomelo is the most beautiful pomelo in the world. It's very tasty, and now because of the COVID, we cannot export much, so the price is a little bit cool down. But in this time, the farmer try to have the plant stronger, and they waiting for the coming time. They can make more fruit and more beautiful fruit for exporting. Next, please. Longan. Longan, you know, the problem with the longan is switched from disease. But my institute, they developed a new variety which can tolerate to this disease. And now we are releasing this variety to the farmer. So in the short 3 or 5 years coming year, we may have very big yield of longan in the future. And in Mekong Delta, the province which is the largest growing area is Vĩnh Long, Đồng Tháp, and Tiền Giang. That's around Mekong Delta. For rambutan, next please. Vietnam is rambutan is value, export value has continuously increased from 0.64 million in 2010. It's reached to 11.6 million USD in 2015, and in 2016 it reached 13.7 million. And for rambutan, the farmer developed GAP, a standard good agricultural practice, and we get the European certificate. So we started export to inland to some country in Europe. For durian, next please. From 2008 to 2018, durian production increased rapidly, area from 7.5 thousand hectares to 47,000 hectares, and production from 93,000 tons to more than 478,000 tons. And especially we growing dragon fruit very fastly in the highland center of Vietnam. They intercrop inside the forest of coffee or other tree, and they get very high profits. But the problem now in Mekong Delta, I told you before, the salty water had come in by climate change, so many durian would die. And the province with large area of durian are Tiền Giang, Lâm Đồng, Đắk Lắk. Next slide, please. And compared to the production of land up to 2020, some province growing durian in Mekong Delta are Tiền Giang, Vĩnh Long. Next, please. Lemon. Lemon is very strong in Vietnam. They can grow anywhere, and they give very nice food. Lemon grows steadily and continuously in recent years. From 2010, it was 11,000 hectares. Until 2018, it reached 26,000 hectares. And the lemon can export to many countries with the free seedless variety. This we import from, we take the variety from abroad. And the key province with large area of lemon cultivation are Long An, Tiền Giang, and Bến Tre. That's in Mekong Delta also. Next, please. For mangosteen, in 2019, the area of mangosteen in the south are 7,000 hectares, and with the output around 30,000 tons, mainly in Bến Tre, Vĩnh Long, Đồng Nai, and Bình Dương. You know, mangosteen, they are called as a superfruit by TFNet, tropical fruit net, because the past is wonderful, and the skin of this fruit is very thick, so the farmer don't need to apply pesticide or fungicide. So the quality of this fruit is very good, but due to the slow fruit production time, you know, to plant this tree, it takes 7 to 10 years to get fruit. So it spend a lot of time of farmer. If you compare about the economic efficiency, it's not high. So some farmer, they don't want to plant this tree if they compare with durian or other fruit. Next, that's a milky fruit. Milky fruit is very specialist in Vietnam. We have very diversified variety. It's very beautiful fruit, but nowadays it's the area not big because of the tree facing the problem with the root rot disease, and also by fruit fly. So the tree is very big, very hard for farmer to control the fruit fly. So the area not much. Only the area is down from 5,000 hectares, slow down only 1,000 hectares in 2017. And the province is also in Mekong Delta. So next slide, please. For avocado, this fruit tree is in the southern province and in the center of Vietnam. It's in 2018 it's around 13,000 hectares, with the total production reach 81,000 tons in the 73 in area and 75% in output. Like durian, the area of avocado is rapidly increased because new price, and we have a very good market for exporting. So the area increased very fastly, especially it's very suitable with the condition, with the weather in the center of Vietnam. So next slide, please. I'm coming to the challenge of fruit and vegetable in Vietnam. You know, even we have very lucky that the weather or the soil is very good for fruit and vegetable, but the problem is still there because you know, if the good condition of weather or soil, the tree grow very well. Also, some insect and disease also growing very fast. But the big limitation is that the production organization is a human being problem, has not really adapt with the requirement, especially the export requirement. Lack of chain production, and it's a very small scale, difficult to invest, quality management, product consumption. Enterprises have not really paid much attention to linking production, especially the cooperative is still formalities, ineffective operation. Farmer has not seen efficiency when joining the association. Impact of climate change, rules, saline intrusion, pest and disease situation. As I told you, greening disease on citrus, dragon bloom, dragon fruit white spot, fertilizer abuse for chemical pesticide. That is still big problem. Next, please. And lack of technology and deep processing land. Because in Vietnam, you know, there are not much big company in processing, so difficult for process, especially manufacturing. But when they build the big factory, they lack raw material. That's the problem. And the market information system is still limited. There is no complete and comprehensive research on supply and demand of fruit products, especially in large market. The market now is still rely heavily on the Chinese market, and technical barrier from importing country assets, especially requirement on quarantine and food safety. Especially now, China is building technical barrier which require higher and higher quality of imported food from Vietnam with traceability. Next, please. So I'm coming to some limitation in safe vegetable production. Infrastructure for vegetable growing area is inadequate. The project for vegetable production area and applying high technology often face problem with the general planning of urban center and residential area. The final product is fresh vegetable used in a day, but the number of preliminary processing and processing establishment is still small, not meeting the requirement. Consumption market is not stable, both domestic and foreign market, because Vietnamese production is not active in terms of quantity and quality of product to meet the increasing market. The ability to encourage enterprise to invest and mobilize capital source to invest in vegetable production with high technology application is not attractive and difficult to attract domestic and foreign investment resource. Next, please. Production and trading of vegetable face many risks, so business invest in this area are limited. In addition, there is a lack of network of high quality vegetable, safe vegetable, and the output of vegetable consumed through the store is still low. Food safety and hygiene is a very difficult problem in vegetable production today. The process of producing safe vegetable has been easier, but the organization of production and inspection and supervision of the implementation of the process remain poor production quality combined with the low level of knowledge and self-awareness of the producer, produce unseparate, reducing the competitive of agricultural products. And the production under construct between producer and enterprise have been established in many community producing regions, but generally there is a little the compliance with the contract signed by both the producer and the enterprise is not strictly leading to the situation in which enterprise do not purchase product under contract, or people do not sell product to enterprise when there is a fluctuation in market price. This is a big problem now. And the state management of vegetable production using high technology and safe vegetable consumption still has shortcomings that affect the interest of true producer and cause lack of consumer confidence. Next, please. So, solution for developing fruit tree in the coming time. What is the solution? It is necessary to form key fruit growing area. Actually, the government of Vietnam is doing that, and they're telling some province to start it, but the farmers sometimes they just do like they want, so very hard to control. So concentrated planting and oriented the scattering of some fruit tree in the direction of ensuring productivity, quality, food safety, improving efficiency and competitiveness, the basis for innovation of market access. Combine the rapid application of scientific and technological achievement, effectively explore the advantage and ecological condition of each region and each locality in the province for each type of tree, interested in famous specialty fruit tree with competitive advantage in each locality. And it also needs to enrich the investment in synchronous technical infrastructure, technology transfer to enrich reorganization of production in the direction of large good, forming cooperative relationship along the value chain of the community industry, contributing to increasing economic efficiency for fruit producer, purchasing, preserving, processing, and consuming establishment. It's also necessary to propagandize the application of biosafety production, minimize fertilizer, minimize pesticide, and minimize chemical role regulator. Actually, now everybody know about that, and they starting to reduce the fertilizer, the pesticide, the chemical role regulator, strengthening seed quality management, forming cooperative group for sustainable food production, having production regulation according to clean process, investing in infrastructure. Agriculture and local government need to orient for farmer in fruit production, especially in production consumption market. Applying the process of planting fruit tree integrated in coffee garden to increase economic efficiency per unit area. Next, please. So for vegetable, what is the solution? To solve the problem for the vegetable, we need to bring into full play the natural and social economic advantage of each locality and each ecological sub-region. To formulate and plan to invest in the development of regions specialized in vegetable production, using large-scale, high technology to create concentrated goods, ensuring food hygiene and safety to meet the demand of the market of high quality safe vegetable. For vegetable area with a size over 50 hectares per region, we select a number of regions with a favorable condition to prioritize investment in close infrastructure to form key production area. Infrastructure investment items include concrete road, irrigation system, net house, electrical system for production, scrap collection system, and environmental treatment. For the size over 20 hectares or less than that, we will have accordingly investment. Next, please. Encourage organization, enterprise, and farmer household to invest in high technology in self-production, processing and trading, improving productivity and quality of safe vegetable, create job and increase income for producer. Like for forestry, we also forming chain of safe vegetable with participation of producer and preliminary processor, processing, distribution, trading, and food plant. At the same time, strengthening propagation on safe vegetable production and consumption to develop wholesale market in association with large production region. A number of small-scale markets should be maintained and built to facilitate the consumption of safe vegetable in large production area far from wholesale market. And training to guide the safe vegetable production process for producer, develop a production process that apply technology and transfer technology of safe vegetable production using high technology to guide the implementation of the Bureau. Train technical staff with sufficient qualification and competency to transfer technical advance in vegetable production using high technology, safe vegetable production and consumption, experimenting and transferring new technology and high technology into vegetable production. So, thank you for your attention. Thank you.
So, thank you, Ms. Nguyen, for your very detailed insights into your market, actually, with fruit and especially on fruits. So we already have some questions, and I would actually address them already now to you. And one would be a topic of banana. What is the proportion of plantings infected by the Panama disease? Do you have any estimation on that?
Which affected?
With the Panama disease in banana.
Okay. For Panama disease, it's not much in the field. Only some big farm infected because Panama. When I came to their farm in the center of Vietnam, there are around 100 trees or something like that infected, and they have cut down and they apply the fungicide to control the disease, and also I gave them some biological control method to control. For the other province, no problem. I can say that Panama disease is not so big problem here.
Okay, so far. Now, hopefully it stays so. Yeah.
Yes.
So another question would be the stage before actually the production. So what is the current status of tree nurseries in Vietnam? So how many professional tree nurseries are there in Vietnam, and how is the distribution? How is it working in Vietnam?
Around 5 years ago until now, the greenhouse. You asked about the greenhouse, right?
Yeah, so the tree nurseries where the farmers get the small trees for plantations.
Okay. In Vietnam, we have one area. They make a tree nursery. They are very experienced, but they do in the traditional method only. Là they propagate the young seedling by themselves. For the institute, we can make in situ, like for banana, for flower, we can produce 1,000 trees in the laboratory condition. But I can say that we can supply for the for Vietnamese, but sometimes not enough, because in Vietnam now there are some big company, they are investing to food, like Truc. Have you heard about this big group? That's from one billionaire of Vietnam. They starting to invest on the fruit tree industry, and when they need the seedling, we have not enough capacity to supply for them, so they have to go to China to buy the seedling.
Okay.
So for the
so
seedling capacity, we don't enough capacity.
Okay, thank you for the information. That's very important as well. And one question is about, is there any issue of the maximum residue level when Vietnam is exporting to the EU?
To what?
Or is there any concerns about that?
Can you repeat your question?
So any residues? Yeah. Is there any discussion about residues when you export to the European countries?
We for the global GAP, good agricultural practice from Europe, if we get that standard, we export without any residue. But sometimes some company, they buy food from some small farmer, and from that small farmer, they are not following good agricultural practice. So maybe it has some residue. But if the company, they buy the fruit from the farm with the get euro gap, then no problem.
Okay. And what about when we talk about residues? What about organic production of vegetables and fruits? Is it a big,
yes, it's
big topic
growing
in Vietnam or not yet?
Oh, it's a lot here now. Everybody want to get organic standard, because the price is 7 times than normal fruit or vegetable. So
okay.
many company, many rich farmer, they follow organic standard, and they follow the standard of the international standard to get organic product. Many people want to do that. And we
Okay.
have a
And there's
Vietnamese association
another
also.
question just coming up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. There's another question coming up on that topic. So you have a very broad range of fruits in producing in Vietnam. Do you plan, or is your country planning to focus on very specific fruits in the
Yes.
future, or will you always produce everything?
Actually, for my government, they are focusing on 14 main fruit crop. That's the banana, that's the mango, that's the I have shown here. Besides that, we have, you know, maybe we have 30 or 40 kind of tropical fruit in Vietnam, but we only focus on 14 crops for exporting. Mango,
Okay,
banana, dragon fruit, yeah.
Yeah. And another question is as well, so when you produce fruits, which technology do you use for soil preparation? Is it still made mainly by hand, or is there any new technology as well used?
Oh, you know, now the farm in Vietnam is very modern. Many rich person, they invest on big farm, like a banana farm around 300 hectare, 1,000 hectare along with the border of Cambodia and Vietnam, or Laos and Vietnam. We have big farm there, and everything they use machine, not by hand. Only some in the Mekong Delta or in the central poor farmer, they have small scale, and that's they still have to use by hand. But now I can say that 50% is modern and 50% is still poor.
Okay, and there are many questions coming in because you are the expert. There's one question on fertilizing. So is fertilizing done, spraying the fertilizer directly to the roots, and or how do you distribute the fertilizer actually in the field?
Distribute. There are two ways to apply best fertilizer. One, they mix it with the water, and then it's go through in the way of watering. So and because organic fertilizer, microorganism fertilizer, they mix with the water, and then they watering it very easy. The other one, they use the own way. They just threw it on the soil surface. Yes, they do the normal way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So before we go to the next question, I now want to switch to another input for today. So we have Mr. Dang, he's General Secretary at the Vietnam Fruit and Vegetable Association, the VINAFRUIT. And unfortunately, he cannot be here today in person, but he nevertheless wanted to share his knowledge about exporting. So now we're going to the trading of vegetables and fruits. And Mr. Dang will now give us a video message for the topic of fruit and vegetable exports from Vietnam. So let's start the video and see what Mr. Dang's expertise is.
Hello, everybody. Today, I'm General Secretary of Vietnam Fruit and Vegetable Association. Today, I'm very happy to be here to present to you the potential of Vietnam fruits for export in 2021. As you know, Vietnam is a member of the Asian bloc located next to the Southeast China Sea with an area of 3,320 kilometers square, stretching 3,260 kilometers of the coast, Thanks to the heavy rain and fertile soil, the agriculture sector is very developed. Vietnam also has many highland areas, so it is possible to grow tropical fruits and even temperate region. Over the past years, Vietnamese fruit and vegetable production has experienced very strong growth in terms of quantity, times, and quality. The situation of Vietnam's economy, society, politics is increasingly stable, long-term developed, known as one of the countries with the most dynamic economies in the world. From 1991 to the present, growth of the economy increased by an average of 7.5%. Vietnam is a new and developing market with a population of about 97 million people. In the golden population phase, about 60% of the working age population. As a marketized economy, being a member of the WTO, Vietnam also participates in many international economic integration framework agreements, including free trade agreements with partners inside and outside the Asian region, such as the Asian-China FTA. The most recent is the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, CPTPP, which took effect on December 30, 2018. From 1st August 2020, the door has been opened by even further with the free trade agreement with Europe, EVFTA. Now 15 RCEP, here Vietnam vegetables and fruits increase more competitive to enter many foreign markets. Horticulture and fruit-free industry will be one of the most promising areas of Vietnam's economy. According to experts, Vietnam has the potential to become one of the major fruit exporters for the world. Vietnam has an area of more than 1 million hectares of fruit trees. The country's total output is over 12 million tons of harvested fruit products. Vietnamese farmers more and more increase the application of agricultural production towards food safety and hygiene, namely VietGAP, Global Gap. Exporters know how to improve the technology of preserving vegetables and fruits for export to distant markets like the EU, Europe, and USA. This is the turnover of Vietnam fruit and vegetable import-export from 28 to 2019. In 2019, we export 3 billion 747 US dollar. In 2020 this year. Last year we export nearly 3 billion 300 million US dollar. I would like to inform show you the dragon fruit is one of the key fruit of Vietnam for export. According to statistics, there are about 60,000 hectares planted to dragon fruit, of which the harvested area is nearly 55,000 hectares. The output is more than 1,250,000 tons. The second product is the mango. Mango is a traditional fruit tree and has the largest area in the South Vietnam, area of about 104,000 hectares, output of nearly 820,000 tons, ranked the 13th position for mango production in the world. We often export mango in fresh, or ripe, or canned fruit, canned products. Next is Longan. The whole area of Longan in Vietnam is about 76,000 hectares, equally divided in the south and north of Vietnam. The output is 500,000 tons per year. We export it in fresh or ripe products. The next is Pomelo. Pomelo planting areas in the south Vietnam is about 97,000 hectares. Output is nearly 800,000 tons. The most famous is Yasan Pomelo, which is grown in Bến Tre, Vĩnh Long province. We export fresh and pure or frozen. The next is rambutan. Rambutan is grown in South Vietnam area of 24,000 hectares. Output is 340,000 tons per year. We export fresh, canned, or frozen products. Next is mangosteen. Mangosteen is mainly grown in southern Vietnam, area of about 7,200 hectares. Floor volume is 31,000 tons per year. We export only fresh. Next is jackfruit. Jackfruit plantation areas in Vietnam is about 17,000 hectares. Production of about 290,000 tons per year. We export fresh and dry. Next is durian. Durian planting areas in the south Vietnam is about 59,000 hectares. Production of about 550,000 tons per year. We export only fresh, pure, or frozen mainly. The next is a styrofoam or milk fruit. The area of styrofoam plantation in South Vietnam is about 4,700 hectares. Production of about 48,000 tons per year. We export fresh by air or frozen by sea. The lychee plantation area in North Vietnam is about 56,000 hectares. The output is about 270,000 tons per year, ranking the third position in the world in terms of the output. We export fresh and canned, frozen, or ripe. Next is passion fruit. Passion fruit planting area in Vietnam is about 10,000 hectares. The output is about 500,000 tons per year. We often export fresh juice, frozen puree. Passion fruit is also the key fruit of Vietnam to export to Europe. Banana. Banana growing area in Vietnam is about 147,000 hectares. Production of about 2,150,000 tons per year. We export fresh or ripe. The next is watermelon. The area planted in Vietnam is about 20,000 hectares. The output is about 600,000 tons per year. We export fresh only. The market mainly is China. The next is coconut. Coconut growing area in Vietnam is about 175,000 hectares. Ranked the 7th position among 93 coconut growing countries in the world. Export fresh, pure from cocoa milk, canned coconut water, desiccated coconut. Next is a pineapple. The area of pineapple in Vietnam is about 46,000 hectares. Production of about 700,000 tons per year, ranked at the 10th position in the world. We export fresh, canned, frozen pineapple pieces, etc. The next is lime. Seedless lime is grown mainly in the south Vietnam, area of about 23,000 hectares, output of nearly 300,000 tons per year. Mainly we export fresh. The last one, purple sweet potato. growing size about 13,000 hectares in Vĩnh Long province in the South Vietnam. The output is 300,000 tons per year. Above are some typical rules of Vietnam. There are some others we are not conducted here. Thank you for your checking. Goodbye.
So although you cannot be here with us, Mr. Dang, thank you for your contribution anyway. We have another question to Dr. Nguyen. She actually answered it in written form, but I want to give it here as well in the discussion. So what about technology and the distribution ways of technology? Are there local traders, or how is it mainly done in Vietnam? Or what would you wish how it should be done in Vietnam?
In Vietnam, we wish that more production of agriculture product will get a good agricultural practice standard to export more to top market like Japan, like Europe, like America, because in the last time we can export a lot to China, but we think that is the easy market. So now we trying to reach the top market, so we get more income.
Okay, sure. And therefore you need a proper technology as well.
Yes.
And if we stay shortly with technology, also it's not only producing, but also the after harvest technology. So with the big farmers or big producers, they would organize it by themselves, I guess. So they have packaging equipment and so on. And how is it with the smaller farmers? Are they working in corporations, or is there any support also from the government or similar?
Yes, actually we having a cooperative here, but I'm telling the truth that the cooperative in Vietnam is not strong enough, because the knowledge of the leader of the cooperative is normally they are the farmer, so they're not running well the cooperative. So sometimes the scientist from the institute like us, or the teacher from agricultural in university, come to teach them, to help them under the project of the government or of the provincial, and it's step by step growing, but it's still, for me, it's still slow. And I hope that in the future, if we have more chance to teach the leader of the association, and we have more fund to help them, so the small farmer will have chance to cooperate together, and their product will get high value, and the small farmer will get more income.
Okay, and we have another question. So questions are coming in actually. What are the next, so in you're a researcher actually, and you're well in contact with also the producers. What are the biggest investments planned for those producers? Can you make there a difference? So what is planned in the next 2 or 5 years, where producers say, okay, the next biggest investment would be whatever, packaging equipment, or is it cooling or transport or infrastructure? What is your impression?
Actually, and now there are some company, they are planning to build a big plant for fruit juice and food processing, like a rye mango or rice dragon fruit, and they are applying with the government to get the area they need to build is in the Mekong Delta near the fruit area, and now actually they contact to us a lot, and they need our help to give them information that how many hectare of pineapple they want to build the plant in the pineapple region, and actually it running very very fast.
Okay. And one question is also, yeah, we are already talking about more the value chain of fruit. So is there any changes going on in the value chain to increase the export of fruits? So is a business really pushing for more export, and how is it done?
For value chain, I seen that there are many projects with the help from other country or from Australia or from America. But for myself, I see that it's not so strong growing. They still buy in with the small retailer, and from the retailer they ship to the store, and it's moving. But just like the own way. Only one thing is the big farm. They help themselves. The store, they sell directly food to abroad. So the big farm, they do very well. But for small farm, and the supply chain is not improved much.
Okay, thank you. And finally, I have one last question, and I like it, the question which is stated here. So we talked a lot about challenges and problems as well, and missing infrastructure and so on. But actually, what is the biggest advantage and the biggest opportunity in future of your country producing fruits? So what are you really proud of and see a really good future in?
Actually, we are very lucky that I told you we are very good weather. So many kind of fruit and vegetable growing everywhere. You can see very green in my country from the north to the south, and very tasty fruit like a mangosteen, like a mango, like a longan. So I hope that in the future, Vietnam can be the store of fruit, rice, and vegetable for the world. With the help of technology from the outside come, we can improve the quality. We can reserve a longer time to bring our food to your country, to many places in the world, because you can see we have the big potential, fruit everywhere, vegetable everywhere. But I feel very pity that the technology is not enough to reserve them, to send them to outside. So I'm proud
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a really very motivating statement. And of course, there are a lot of listeners who are really providers of technology. So Vietnam is a market. You should all join and step in. And so I have to say thank you for you, Dr. Nguyen, for your very open spreading of your information and giving your information that was really perfect, I would say. And Mr. Dang as well, also he could not be here. He gave us his information, and there will be possibilities to get in contact again. At latest, of course, in May this year, when we meet all, hopefully in person at the AGRITECHNICA Asia in Bangkok, finally. And now thank you, and also the audience for all the questions and remarks. And I want to highlight the next digital seminar in February on 24th, Agro-Fresh Solutions and Innovations, with a speaker, Daniel Martinez Becerra of Latin America. And this is actually supported, of course, of Horti Asia Digital and Fresh Food Portal. So next time in February, the same time, same place, more or less. You see here the times and the date. And of course, we will all meet in Bangkok in May 21. So let's stay online. Let's stay always curious for new innovations. Thank you all together, and goodbye.